Yeah. Hello, I'm Bethany Antonia and I'm playing Eurydice.
My name is Marley Fenton and I play Orpheus.
So tell me about the characters that you play in the show for those who don't know.
I mean, it's a loaded question. It's a massive question. But I mean, Orpheus is this kind of naive, sensitive young boy, and he goes on such an amazing journey throughout the show and finds himself in positions he never would have dreamed of being in, or maybe nightmared of being in. But yeah, it's such a cool role, and he brings so much of himself to his journey, which I love. So it's really nice to play Orpheus.
And Eurydice is, you could say, the polar opposite of that. When we meet her, she's a girl who's seen the world and she's seen it for what it is. And when we meet her, she's at a point in her life where she has sort of given up hope on the idea of finding love and happiness. And then she meets Orpheus and he changes her whole world and opens her eyes up to things that she never thought was possible before.
What made you want to be part of Hadestown?
I mean, who wouldn't want to be part of Hadestown?
It's like the best show in the world.
Literally. But I mean, first of all, the score. Like hearing the score and being able to sing such beautiful material is like such a privilege every day. But also, it's such a gorgeous and meaningful story that kind of resonates so prominently with everyone. And I feel like anyone who kind of comes to watch the show, whether you liked it or whether you didn't like it so much, like you feel something regardless. And that's what I love about a show like Hadestown.
Yeah, all of that. And for me, just like the first time I heard Aeneas's music, I was just like, I'd never heard anything like this before. It's a perfect blend of soul music and jazz and like blues, and it just feels like a mixture of all the cultures that are embedded in us personally, coming to life on stage in this mad story of Greek myth. It just feels like, absolute dream.
Cool.
Is there a moment in the show that you most look forward to each night?
Most look forward to. I think
just like beginners.
Yeah,
get
that's
excited
true.
for that at one beginner.
I love living it up.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely look forward to living it up. We're having such a good time with each other on stage. We're partying, spring has sprung, and I definitely love that moment. Being able to just vibe with everyone and have a dance and have a boogie.
Yeah, that's great. The start of the show, I'm just like so excited to go, and probably in Act 2, the chant reprise is like, for me, it's the first time Eurydice's like got a team around her. She spends a lot of the show like by herself, so I always look forward to that every night.
And there's obviously the famous moment between both of you towards the end, no spoilers, but it's known for inducing gasps from the audience.
Every night.
So apart from that, what is the most gasp-inducing moment in theatre you can think of? In any show?
In theatre?
Oh, in any show?
I need to think. I was like,
no, my mind's gone blank.
I know, my mind's gone blank.
I mean, so examples actually like Chandelier and Phantom, for example.
Yeah.
Alphabet Defying Gravity.
Yeah.
Okay, like jaw-dropping moments. Yeah. I think this is so hard because it's like there's so many, but also I'm like, I don't want to say one that you know what I mean? I know,
we've been living in Hadestown now,
in
which
it for
feels
so
like
long.
so long. So I thought I'm thinking of another
No,
show.
literally. I think for me, when The Lion King starts and you just see people in these gorgeous, incredible costumes walking past you in the stalls, and it's like you've just landed in this incredible place. Like that for me is definitely a jaw-dropping moment. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is immersive and this is insane. Yeah, that's the moment for me, definitely.
We both have that one.
That's a good answer. Why do you think Hadestown has been such a big hit, both on Broadway and in the West End?
I think the music's just out of this world. I think it's so rare to have a musical that feels like it speaks to so many different people. And I think some musical theatre soundtracks can feel quite like exclusive, and people feel like they don't have access to it. And this show just like breaks down every single barrier for people to be involved and to feel like the show is speaking to them in some capacity. It feels so personal to everyone.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well that it's got that mixture of like big musical theatre numbers, way down Hadestown and those big numbers, but also it still holds like a very unique thing that theatre doesn't really have a lot of the time. A lot of the time theatre's like, this is what it is, and it's jazz hands and it's this, but it's got such depth and such meaning, and I think that's what sets it apart to any other show, definitely.
And if you could switch roles with any other character for one performance, who would you want to do?
Oh, yeah.
Stephanie, every day of the week.
Yeah.
Every day.
I'd like to play Hermes.
Yeah. Nice.
All right.
Maybe in a few years we'll come back and do that.
And last question, why should people come and see Hadestown?
Oh, it's just one of the best things in the West End at the moment, and
You won't see a
anything
more
like this.
thought-provoking show, definitely.
My name's Clive Rowe, and I'm playing Hermes in Hadestown.
What made you most want to join Hadestown?
I'd heard that it was an incredible piece of theatre, and my agent said that I should come up for it and audition for it. And after getting the music through and the script through for the audition, I just listened to the album and then just thought, yeah, this is something that I really, really want to be a part of.
Had you seen it before?
No, I hadn't seen it before. I hadn't seen it at all. This might sound, I don't know how this is going to sound, but I felt it was more important to come and audition for it and see if I got it. And then once I got it, I would make a decision. That's an honest answer, not a theatre answer. That is the honest answer.
And what have you found is the most challenging thing about your character? Getting to know him.
The whole of it. Anais writes in such a very specific way. She's managed to incorporate both freedom and structure, again, which is, I've said it before, it's almost Shakespearean in the way that she writes. She has a very natural way of putting the language within the music, and it has a form and a flow to it, but the challenge is to make it feel real and of the moment and not get caught in the actual rhythm of it, because when it's right, it should just all flow and work.
Why do you think Hadestown has been such a big hit, both in the West End and on Broadway?
It's brilliant. I mean, that sounds like a trite answer, but it's brilliant. It's got a wonderful narrative. It speaks to all age ranges. It speaks of our world today. It gives messages of love and hope. And it's just a cracking, great score. It's just fantastic music and fantastic stories.
Have you got a favourite moment in the show?
Now I've already answered this question, and this sounds like a get-up, but I don't have a favourite moment, because to mention a favourite moment would mean that I'd have to not mention other moments, and there are so many fantastic moments within the show. It literally moves from moment to moment to moment. I mean, there are lines, for example, Eurydice says a liar and a player too, and you go, when you see that in context, you understand how clever that is. But the piece itself is full of just beautiful moments, both joyous and electric.
Now, there's obviously a key moment in the show which is now quite famous, which is towards the end, which draws the gasp. So, you know the moment I mean, which we don't want to spoil it for those that haven't seen, but no looking back. Apart from that, what would you say is the most gasp-inducing moment of theatre you can think of?
Whatever.
In any show, not to Hadestown, any
goodness.
show.
I need to be prepped for this.
Where's the fun in that?
Oh my goodness. Well, I would say one of my first moments, which was the show that I was in, but during the technical rehearsal, it was the forming of the carousel in the opening sequence at the National Theatre. Absolutely took my breath away.
Yeah. If you could switch roles for one performance and do any other character, who would you want to do?
Hades, Persephone, Eurydice.
All of them.
All of them. All of them.
Here's an idea: one-man Hadestown.
Hey.
We're on to,
yeah.
We're on to that.
Yeah, definitely. No, if I literally had to pick one, it would be Hades. Hades is I think his journey through the piece is it envelops all the emotional journeys, and Alastair is superb as Hades. It's absolutely superb.
So I just hear that he's introduced himself as soon as you've said his name, and the timing of that was impeccable.
Yeah.
Final question: why should people come and see Hadestown?
Well, apart from the fact I'm in it, that's terribly modest. I don't mean that. It's a fantastic night at the theatre. It's 2.5 hours of joyous musical theatre that speaks to each individual on an emotional level, but also it's just a fun night out.
Hi, I'm Rachel Adedeji, and I play the role of Persephone.
I'm Alastair Parker, and I play Hades.
So what drew you both to Hadestown?
An audition.
But why Hadestown in particular?
It's just a great show. I mean, my best friend Tessie loves this show, and she said, "Please come with me to see Hadestown." I didn't know anything about it, and thought, "Okay, why not?" Day out, came away from it thinking that role is the role I want to play, and if I ever come back into the West End, it's this show that I'm going to be in. And I fell in love with it. I felt something so deep that night, and a year later, I got a call to ask to audition for Persephone, and I was like, "No way, we manifested this!" So yeah, it feels so amazing being able to tell the story as Persephone every night.
Is that? Oh God!
No.
You.
I was just going to say, because I'd never seen the show, but lots of people have said you should see it. You should be playing Hades. So luckily, it came up and I went, "Oh yeah, no, I'd love to do this."
Is there anything particularly challenging about the roles that you have?
I mean, it's a heavy role. Persephone is a fiery, cracking character, and I guess the challenge really is just being able to consistently tell that story with that depth every night. But because I love it so much, and I love the show, and I love the character, it feels so like I'm so ready for this challenge every night to portray this role. But I have to say, she's a hard character.
That's it. I mean, you got to gear yourself up for a fight each night, so it's kind of
They've given us the hard roles.
Yeah, which is fun, but you've really got to go for it. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you got a favourite moment in the show? Well, that was the Hades voice.
I like chant 1 when we're up on the raised bit turning around.
So
Yeah, I wasn't sure of it to begin with because it's you're kind of right on the edge of a drop. So, but I really enjoy that. It's a really fun argument.
Yeah, I love chant 1 as well. It's brilliant, and it's kind of like the first time you really see that sort of like shift in Hades and Persephone's relationship, and it's so amazingly done, and not just from us, but also the staging, the workers, the lighting.
Yeah.
It is actually amazing.
It is when you raise up from the depths. You
Yeah.
just go, well, here we go.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think as well that's kind of like the turnaround. That's like the point for me in the show where I'm like, oh, I can breathe a bit now. Once we get to chant 1, I'm like, oh, my shoulders, I can relax them a bit.
Why do you think Hadestown has been such a big success both in the West End and on Broadway?
Well, I think it speaks to so many people on different levels. What's going on in society and relationships and love and all that kind of thing. And the music is just gets into you. So it's that's why I think it's created such a fan base where people.
Yeah. Echo what Alistair's saying. There's something in everyone, whether you're a theatre goer or someone who just wants to feel something. Come and see the show because you'll come away from it really reflecting and just I don't know. It's just beautiful.
But it's also having the band on stage really just people don't normally see that in shows either. So
Yeah.
This question has stumped everyone, so apologies in advance. But there is a very famous moment in Hadestown where it induces gasps from the audience each night towards the end. Hope you know the moment I mean.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Is there another moment in theatre you can think of that you would say is the most gasp-inducing that you've experienced yourself, either on stage or as an audience member? So it could be anything at all. Oh, it's a stumper.
When does something's happened? I mean, I produced gasps from an audience when I stepped off the stage onto the audience, but
When was that?
that was Matilda.